Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Curse of Oak Island. Mysterious symbols, cannonballs and ritual ceremonies show Portugal and Templar Knights connection. This week on The Curse of Oak Island, it was all about Portugal and the Templar Knights as the team continued their Portuguese odyssey, searching ancient buildings and examining artifacts that could be linked to Oak Island. Rick and Alex Lagina, Doug Crowell and Peter Fornetti relied on Oak Island theorist Corjan Mole and some local historians to guide them around various ancient sites in Portugal. They were shown 3 separate sites, all of which showed mounting evidence that Oak Island's history has somehow become intertwined with Portugal and the Templars. Firstly, the team was taken to the Convento de Cristo, a church and Templar stronghold in Tomar, Portugal, that had been built in the 12th century. This massive complex was packed full of exciting stuff, but Corjan was most interested in the aqueduct drainage system, which he believed was an inspiration to whoever constructed the finger drains at Smith's Cove. This link might be construed as a bit tenuous, but Corjan had more. On the now faded original church gate, there was an engraving of a cross surrounded by 4 dots, just like a symbol found on the HO stone on Oak Island. The HO stone is a fragment of a boulder on Oak Island that is thought to have marked the treasure's whereabouts, but was accidentally blown up in 1921. Last week, the guys encountered another O-shaped symbol with a dot in the center, which also appears on the HO stone. The team then traveled to a military museum in Lisbon. They were armed with replicas of the 2 mini cannonballs found on Oak Island and wanted to see if the museum's armory could match the cannonballs to one of their cannons. 2 museum employees immediately confirmed that the 2 cannonballs were Portuguese in origin. In a previous episode, a chemical expert had already told the guys that the ball's composition indicated a Portuguese origin. The guys found the exact cannon type, and Alex inserted the ball to confirm they had the right style of weapon. The cannon was from the 14th/15th centuries and was mostly mounted on the deck of a ship, but crucially the museum experts said the gun could be easily removed and brought onto an island. Initiation well for Freemason ceremonies looks like Oak Island money pit. Finally, the guys visited Quinta de Regaleira, a castle in the historic old town of Sintra, which was built in the very recent 19th century, but all based on older styles of design. It was here that Rick and the others were led into an initiation well. This structure was reportedly built so the castle's owner, a Freemason called Carvalho Montero, could conduct initiation ceremonies related to Old Templar and Freemason rituals. Doug was fascinated by how the well seemed to match the size and design of the description of the original money pit. Back on Oak Island, the guys find a suspected road. Meanwhile, back on Oak Island, the remaining members of the team haven't been sitting around idle. Marty Lagina managed to obtain permission to excavate Lot 15 to follow up on the ground-penetrating radar scan conducted by Alex earlier this year. At that time, Alex concluded that he had found an extension to the cobblestone road found in the swamp. Marty borrowed Billy Gerhardt's digger and got to work almost immediately uncovering a lot of cobblestones, which had clearly been placed there by human hands. They concluded that it could be a continuation of the stone road, but would need further investigation. The Curse of Oak Island, an enigma wrapped in historical intrigue, has captivated the imaginations of treasure hunters, historians and mystery enthusiasts for generations. Nestled off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada, this small island holds a secret that many have tried to uncover but few have succeeded in comprehending. Recent discoveries of mysterious symbols, ancient cannonballs, and evidence of ritual ceremonies have brought a fresh perspective to the island's lore, suggesting a connection to Portugal and the enigmatic Templar Knights. The legend of Oak Island begins in the late 18th century when young Daniel McGuinness stumbled upon a peculiar depression in the ground. His curiosity piqued, he and his friends began to dig, uncovering layers of logs at regular intervals. As they dug deeper, they found more and more evidence that they were not the first to explore this mysterious hole. The so-called money pit became a focal point for treasure hunters, with stories of buried pirate loot, hidden riches, and even the lost treasures of the Knights Templar, fueling their fervor. The Templar Knights, a medieval Christian military order, are rumored to have amassed a vast treasure, including the Holy Grail and the Ark of the Covenant. When the order was disbanded in the early 14th century, their treasure vanished, sparking countless theories and legends about its whereabouts. Could it be that some of this fabled wealth found its way to Oak Island? The evidence, both old and new, suggests this might be more than just a fanciful tale. In recent years, the Lagina brothers, Marty and Rick, have spearheaded a renewed exploration of Oak Island, bringing advanced technology and fresh eyes to the centuries-old mystery. Their efforts have yielded some tantalizing finds, including stone carvings, ancient artifacts, and unusual structures beneath the island's surface. Among these discoveries are symbols that bear a striking resemblance to those associated with the Templar Knights and Portuguese explorers. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence is a series of mysterious symbols etched into stones and artifacts found on the island. These symbols, which include a distinctive cross and various geometric patterns, closely resemble Templar insignias. The Templars were known for their secretive practices and use of cryptic symbols to communicate, and these markings could indicate their presence on Oak Island. Adding to the intrigue is the discovery of ancient cannonballs buried deep within the island. These cannonballs, made of stone rather than iron, are characteristic of 16th-century Portuguese weaponry. Portugal, during the Age of Exploration, was a dominant maritime power, and their ships often carried such armaments. The presence of Portuguese cannonballs on Oak Island suggests that Portuguese explorers may have visited the island long before it became a focal point of North American colonization. Further evidence of a Portuguese and Templar connection comes in the form of ritual ceremonies hinted at by various artifacts and structures found on Oak Island. The Templars were known for their elaborate rituals, which often included elements of mysticism and secrecy. On the island, stone-lined shafts and underground chambers have been discovered, which some believe were used for Templar ceremonies. These structures, coupled with the symbolic carvings, paint a picture of an order that sought to safeguard its treasures through elaborate and secretive means. The Portuguese, too, had their own traditions and rituals, particularly in relation to exploration and the claiming of new lands. Their navigators, guided by a mix of scientific knowledge and mysticism, often left markers and performed ceremonies to assert their presence. The combination of Templar and Portuguese elements on Oak Island suggests a confluence of these two enigmatic groups, united perhaps by a common purpose or a shared secret. But why would the Templars and the Portuguese be interested in Oak Island? One theory posits that the island served as a repository for the Templar treasure, hidden away in a remote location far from the prying eyes of European authorities. The Portuguese, with their advanced navigational skills, could have been enlisted to help transport and secure these treasures. The presence of Templar symbols and Portuguese artifacts suggests a collaborative effort to protect something of immense value. The rituals and ceremonies, then, could have served multiple purposes: securing the treasure, invoking protection over it, and ensuring that only those who understood the symbols and rituals could access it. This would explain the layers of traps and the complexity of the money pit, designed to thwart any who sought to plunder the island without the proper knowledge. As the Lagina brothers and their team continue to explore Oak Island, they uncover more pieces of this intricate puzzle. Each discovery, from the smallest artifact to the most perplexing structure, adds depth to the story of the island and its enigmatic visitors. Templar Knights and Portuguese explorers, bound by their mysterious symbols, cannonballs, and ritual ceremonies, weave a tapestry of intrigue that spans centuries and continents. The true nature of the treasure of Oak Island remains elusive, but the journey to uncover it reveals a rich history of exploration, secrecy, and the enduring human desire to solve the mysteries of the past. Whether the island holds the lost riches of the Templars, the hidden troves of Portuguese explorers, or something else entirely, the clues left behind by these enigmatic groups continue to captivate and confound those who dare to seek the truth. The curse of Oak Island, with its ties to Portugal and the Templar Knights, remains one of history's most tantalizing mysteries, beckoning adventurers to unravel its secrets.